When we think of aliens, our minds often picture flying saucers, big black eyes, and mysterious abductions. But what if we've been imagining it all wrong? What if we're not just looking in the wrong places, but using the wrong concepts entirely? According to theoretical physicist Michio Kaku, aliens might not travel through space in ships at all. Instead, they could move using something far more advanced: consciousness itself. Let's start with the big picture. The universe is around 13.8 billion years old. Human civilization, with all our technology, is just a few hundred years into the game. On a cosmic scale, we're toddlers. So, if intelligent life exists elsewhere, and given the size of the universe, that's almost a certainty, some of those civilizations could be millions of years ahead of us. Now imagine what technology could look like after 1,000,000 years of progress. It might not involve rockets or even physical machines anymore. It could be something beyond our current understanding, something like the manipulation of consciousness or space-time itself. To make sense of this, Kaku refers to a scale developed by Soviet astrophysicist Nikolai Kardashev. It classifies civilizations by their energy use. A Type 1 civilization can use all the energy available on its planet. Type 2 can harness the full energy of its star. Type 3 can tap into the energy of an entire galaxy. Where are we? We're not even Type 1 yet. We're closer to 0. So now, imagine a Type 3 civilization. They wouldn't need spaceships. They might have transcended physical form altogether. Instead of sending probes or vessels, they could project their minds, or something like it, across vast distances. Instead of traveling through space, they could move through dimensions we don't even know exist. This isn't just science fiction, it's rooted in theoretical physics. Quantum entanglement, for example, allows particles to be linked across vast distances instantly. What if consciousness could work the same way? What if a super-intelligent being could entangle its awareness with any point in space? Suddenly, the idea of aliens arriving in flying saucers seems primitive. This brings up a new question. If these beings are consciousness-based, have we already encountered them without realizing it? Consider how many people over centuries have claimed to see strange lights, to feel presences, to experience dreams or visions they couldn't explain. Most of these events are dismissed as hallucinations or folklore. But what if some of them were real interactions, with intelligences so advanced we simply couldn't recognize them? Kaku compares it to ants watching a highway. The ants might see the road, feel the vibrations, even witness a car zooming by, but they can't comprehend what a highway is or why it exists. In the same way, we might be perceiving fragments of something much larger and more intelligent, but without the mental tools to understand it. Let's take a hypothetical example. What if a highly evolved alien intelligence could interact directly with our brainwaves? It wouldn't need to show up physically. It could send messages through dreams, intuition, or sudden inspiration. Interestingly, many reports from so-called contactees describe exactly this: telepathic communication, a feeling of being guided, or strange insights that appear without explanation. Maybe these aren't just imagination. Maybe they're signals, real ones, that we haven't learned to interpret yet. And here's the real challenge. Are we ready for contact with something we can't see, touch, or measure with instruments? History offers a cautionary tale. When the Aztecs first encountered Spanish conquistadors, they didn't know what they were facing. They had no concept of ships, horses, or guns. The result was cultural collapse. What if we're the Aztecs in this scenario, and the aliens are the ones arriving? That's why Kaku urges caution. He's not against the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, but he warns against being reckless. Instead of loudly broadcasting our presence into space, maybe we should be listening more carefully, learning first, observing without assumptions. If consciousness is truly a form of travel, then the alien question changes entirely. It's not, are they here, but have they always been here, in ways we've failed to perceive? Some more radical theories suggest a kind of gradual awakening. Rather than a sudden arrival, advanced intelligences might be slowly helping humanity expand its awareness. Not an invasion, but an initiation. In that sense, lucid dreams, out-of-body experiences, even certain altered states of consciousness could be interpreted as a quiet dialogue between us and a more evolved intelligence. Again, we must be clear, these are speculative ideas, but they open doors to new ways of thinking. They remind us that not all science begins in a lab. Sometimes it starts with asking questions that seem almost too strange to consider. And maybe that's exactly what we need. Because if we can imagine consciousness as a vehicle, one that doesn't need fuel, engines, or metal, we might begin to see the universe in a new way. Not just as a place filled with stars and planets, but as a network of minds, of awareness, of life, in forms we can barely grasp. Einstein once said he used to imagine riding on a beam of light. Today, we might imagine riding the current of thought itself. In doing so, we move closer to a different kind of space travel, one that begins not with rocket science, but with the science of the mind. And perhaps that's where the real journey starts, not among the stars, but within ourselves.